Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to talk about the next Doctor Who collection set, and Lee Binding has given us a little tease about it. For his birthday, he decided to drop us another one of those little paint swatches, kind of giving away what the main color of the next box set's going to be. And it's an interesting one. Even he mentions in the tweet. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's kind of this beige, tan, and cream color. Like the one side of it gets a little darker, the other side gets a little white. But everything in the middle is kind of a beige, cream color. It's definitely one that makes you go, well, that's interesting. And immediately I started theorizing. So let's talk about the next set. And I'm going to narrow it down by process of elimination, and we'll talk about basically the three I'd narrow it down to. First off, not going to be an 80s set. We're just getting an 80s set from season 20, and the colors don't match what we're getting in 80s sets, because the decades thus far differentiate themselves by how they do their layout, really. Especially here with the 80s, they're more colorful. They're more, well, looking like they're from the 80s. They sparkle more with these blues and magentas and stuff like that. Like the season 20 box set coming. Then the color swatch with that beige and tan does not match the 80s colors at all. So I'm ruling out the 80s seasons right there, which of course would be season 21 and season 25. Those are the two left. Not going to be that. Let's rule that out. Now, we already had a Pertwee this year with season 9. I don't think they would give us two Pertwees in a row. Plus, I definitely don't think it would be season 11. I'm pretty sure season 11 is going to have to be blue. I mean, it just seems the obvious choice for season 11 to use the Metebelis crystal, the blue background from that. If the season 11 box set's not predominantly blue, I'm just going to be disappointed. And of course, I don't think it'll be season 7. I'm sure they're going to do more work on it. And again, we've already had a Pertwee, so we're going to rule Pertwee out. That leaves us with 60s Who and Tom Baker. Now, I don't think it will be season 1, because I don't think they would put out season 1 before they put out a Troughton. I don't think they would give us both of the main Hartnells we can get anytime soon without giving us a Troughton. We know it's not going to be seasons 3 or 4, because seasons 3 or 4 are really affected by missing episodes, and both have a ways to go before they will be able to release with animations. Even season 4 still has some animations to go, especially with the Underwater Menace animation about to drop, and they'll want that single release to sell first. So let's take seasons 3 and 4 out. We know it's not going to be those. I don't think it will be season 1. Again, as I just mentioned, I don't think we will get another Hartnell before we get Troughton. So let's take season 1 out, and that leaves us with Troughton and Tom. Now, I don't think it would be season 16, and a lot of us had figured it will be Tom Baker's season 16 that will be Tom's next season. That seems to be popular theory. However, this doesn't make sense to me, as I think a lot of us always assumed that the season 16 box set would be that lilac color that kind of matches the Key to Time, that purple, magenta, lilac. And that's what it should be, like the DVD box set, especially the UK version. That's the common sense color to use there, and that's the color I want. If the season 16 box set is not that lilac color, I'm going to be disappointed. Now, some people have pointed out, I know Gordon pointed out on the merchandise forum, that that kind of beige cream color that the next set's going to be does kind of match the sky from the Ribos operation when the Doctor is talking to the White Guardian at the beginning. It does kind of match the background. That is very true. But it doesn't make sense to me to make the whole box set that color for just that, especially when, again, this season is one of those seasons that does have a specific color that comes to mind when you're thinking about it, which is, of course, the color to the Key of Time. So I don't think it will be 16. I can't completely write it off. I don't think it will be 16. I think more than likely it will be season 6, because I'm pretty sure season 6 will be the first Troughton. We know it won't be 4. 5, I still think they might try to do Wheel in Space eventually. And plus, I for some reason, I always picture 5 in green. I think green would be a good color for 5. But I could see season 6 being this color. One, this color makes me think of kind of that sepia, however you're supposed to say it. You know the one I'm talking about, the old-timey black and white, slightly toned color. S-E-P-I-A. Sepia. However you say it. It's one of those words you see but never hear. It makes me think of that, which of course you're going to associate with old-timey stuff, in black and white stuff. And I can literally, in my mind, picture the season 6 set being that color, that kind of color with Trouton on the front, with kind of a basic design, like with the halo-around effect, like the season 2 has. I could actually totally see that with season 6. And it would be great to have a Trouton on the shelf. So I think there's a strong chance it could be season 6. We know Behind the Sofa for the Mind Robber has been filmed. Fraser Hines has already mentioned that. So we know it's in the works. For Tom, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is season 13, which is odd because I think a lot of us have assumed that 13 will be the final Tom set. You know, they started with 12 and they will end on 13 to kind of go out on a bang with his era. And that we would at least get at least one more Williams set before we got 13. But these colors very much make me think of season 13. I've talked about season 13 before, in the box set and how I think it'll look. And I always thought it would be kind of browns, maybe some reds and oranges, but you know, browns and tans, and because it's a very gothic horror. And there's a lot of brown in season 13, honestly, like just in Pyramids of Mars. I could easily see season 13 having that color, especially when what clicks in my head is how much that beige tan swatch makes me think of that rarely used Tom Baker intro. Because most of the time for Tom Baker's intro, we know it's in silver. The time tunnel is in silver and the diamond is in silver. But in some of his early episodes, like The Ark in Space, instead it looks more a gold or a tan or a beige color in the background during the intro. You guys know what I'm talking about. It only happened a couple times, I think, where the color is different. It has more of a gold look. That looks kind of like what's on that swatch, that gold look. So maybe the season 13 box set has the time tunnel from Tom's opening in it, from the beginning of his opening. Like the season 12 box set has the diamond time vortex from the ending of his opening after the logo goes by. But what if the 13 box set has it from the beginning when it's still round? Like the closing credits from Tom's era. What if it's that time tunnel with that kind of gold look, that beige gold look, like those couple episodes like Ark in Space have with Tom on the front? I could see season 13 going that route. That would be interesting, and I think I'd like that. Season 15, not so much. Now, it does kind of make me think of the Findol's final form from Image of the Findol. So the Findol's final form when it's all painted gold. I could see it tying in with that. That's really about it. I always picture season 15 having more green in it or yellow, because I always picture either green for horror or yellow for Sunmakers. But maybe they use Image of the Findol as the story for the front. That would be interesting. So I could see that color working for that, mainly to tie in with that. And those are the 3 seasons I've narrowed it down to in my mind. Season 6, Season 13, Season 15. I am calling it now. I think it will be one of those 3. I specifically think it will be 6 or 13, but maybe 15. 15 is my third backup choice, but I strongly think 6 or 13 over any of the others, with 15 at the outside. That's my outside bet. It's interesting. I'm excited. Again, it's a bizarre color, and it just makes you wonder. That's an interesting choice. And the fact that it's mostly a monotone color makes me lean more towards season 6. But again, I think it fits well with 13. So I'm curious to know what you think of it, if you've seen it, and what your thoughts are, and what you think of my reasoning. Although I do believe that Richard, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Bingnell, one of the guys really involved in the collection sets, has said that he knows what the next set is, and he has no idea where Lee got the color from. So that could just shoot my season 13 theory right down right there, because I'm sure he's aware of the rare intros from Ark in Space. But he said he's not quite sure where Lee plucked the idea from, so I could be totally wrong. Either way, I'm curious to find out. Hopefully we'll get an announcement in October or November, and we'll find out. It's an interesting color choice for sure. So I want to know what you think. Comment down below and let me know other things to do. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below as well. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review, you can find that down in the description as well. And a link to my Amazon wish list is also down there. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.